Is 2026 a good time to buy a home in California? It really depends on where you look. I want to show you a free tool available on Zillow that can help you make that decision for yourself depending on the city where you're looking to purchase. If you're an investor, you want to take a look at the cost to own a property versus rentals because you don't want to be upside down on a monthly payment. If you're a homeowner and you're comparing whether or not to buy or to rent, it's a very quick and easy way to look at the market to see which will make more sense for you. So we just are going to pull up the top 10 cities in California to take a quick peek at each of these. So we're just going to choose homes at random, starting in Los Angeles, California. We're going to go up somewhere here in the valley, find a random neighborhood, find a random house, and I want to show you how to do this for yourself. This home right here is $775,000 in Reseda, California. Zillow is going to show you a couple numbers here. So you've got this showing that your estimated refi payment is about $5,000 a month. So this is assuming you have 20% down. This will take into consideration your taxes, insurance, principal, the whole shebang. You should be paying about $5,000 a month to own this property. Whereas to rent it, it's about $3,700. So it's about $1,200 cheaper on average to rent this home than to buy. I want to show you another example in Los Angeles County before we start moving our way into other cities. What you are going to notice as we go through this list is Southern California is a horrible place to purchase right now, whereas other parts of California makes a ton of sense. So the city that you are looking in does make a very big difference. So this home here, a $1.2 million home in Northridge, it's a $7,600 monthly payment to own it, whereas it's a $5,100 monthly rental. So this is about $2,500 more expensive to own than to rent. The city of Los Angeles is one of those cities where it doesn't really make sense to be buying right now because it's more of a renter's market. Let's take a look at the second biggest city in California, which is San Diego. San Diego is kind of a hilarious market right now. If you are looking to purchase, it is fairly tough. Let's find a home. How about this guy right here? San Diego, $1.4 million house, $9,200 mortgage payment versus a $4,500 rent. Twice as expensive to own as to rent. Let's take a look at one more somewhere else in San Diego. Maybe let's go further east, see what's over here. We got this one, $4,900 a month to own, $3,300 a month to rent. Again, you will see the trend pretty obviously developed that Southern California, if you're going to be down here, prices are out of control. Makes way more sense to rent than to buy. San Jose, California, we're going to go quite a bit a ways up north. We're going to again pick a random house in a random neighborhood. Let's do this one right here. So $3,800, a very picturesque looking house right here. $4,400 a month to own, $3,700 a month to rent. That's closer. San Jose, maybe it makes sense. You pay $700 extra dollars. You're building equity. It's more of a long-term investment. Maybe it might make sense as a homeowner. As an investor, probably still doesn't make sense to be purchasing in San Jose right now. How about San Francisco? San Francisco is just a wild market. It is growing rapidly, which a lot of people thought wasn't possible. Well, let's take a look at these homes. So this one, 3,800 square feet in San Francisco. Ooh, holy moly. $33,000 monthly mortgage. So not everyone has that available. Maybe you shouldn't have chosen such a big home. But yeah, 3,300 square feet in San Francisco is massive. $8,000 a month to rent, $33,000 a month to own. Not everything is going to be that expensive in San Francisco. So let me find something else that's a little bit more normal. How about this guy right here? This one's only $7,400 a month to rent, almost $17,000 a month to own. San Francisco is another one of those markets where, I mean, oh my gosh, these coffered ceilings are gorgeous. If you have the money to own in San Francisco, go ahead. But this is another location where it'd make a lot more sense to be renting right now than to spend your $17,000 a month to own. Fresno, California is a wonderful market. We've brought this up a few times. Let's pick a random neighborhood, pick a random home. Fresno never got quite so hot. Let's see. Let's go with the high one. $2,500 a month to rent and $2,500 a month to own. This makes a lot of sense. If you're in Fresno, if you're going to spend the same amount of money, more or less to rent as to purchase, as a homeowner, you might as well purchase. You're going to start building equity and start having your money go towards principal as well. So it'd make a lot more sense. Let's take a look at another one here. $2,300 a month to own, $2,100 a month to rent. It does depend on what you're looking at in Fresno, but for a lot of these, your costs are going to be pretty even. 22, yeah, a $9 difference to own rather than to rent. Fresno's a market where homeownership makes a lot more sense. If I'm an investor, putting 20 or 30% down, it's a lot easier to do on these smaller home amounts, and you're more likely to either break even or make a profit by investing in Fresno. The sixth largest city in California is Sacramento. Let's take a look at a home in a neighborhood in our state's capital as well to do a similar comparison. So $2,600 a month to buy, $2,600 a month to rent. This is dealer's choice. What makes the most sense for you? Sacramento didn't get as hot as a lot of Southern California. It's not quite as affordable as Fresno. But if I'm looking for a place to park some money as a real estate investor, Sacramento is a market that could make some sense, along with Fresno, and I think another one or two on our list. Next up on our list is Long Beach, California. My wife and I lived here with our kiddos for 5 years. Love Long Beach. It's one of the coolest cities in California. We love it. Love to move back there someday, especially First Street, which I think I'll take a gander at next. But it is not a good place to buy right now. Again, Southern California, almost everything is overpriced at the moment. But let's take a look. $1.2 million home, $8,000 monthly mortgage payment versus $3,700 to rent. It would make no sense to buy in Long Beach right now in this market. I do want to show you a gem for just one of the absolute coolest, most beautiful neighborhoods in Southern California. First Street on Long Beach. Nobody really knows about it. Let's just take a look at a random house on First Street. 1.9 million. It would be a $13,000 mortgage payment. Just such a cool street, right next to the beach, still really close to Belmont, Bluff Heights. It's an amazing area. I'd love to live here someday. $6,700 a month to rent, $13,000 a month to buy. Not going to be happening anytime soon. Let's take a look at Oakland, just east of San Francisco in the Bay. Oakland has not gotten quite as hot as San Francisco. It never really does. But let's take a look at some of the properties here. You got this one in Oakland, blurred out. Yes, you can do that. If you're not familiar with that, it is an option. Look it up online. $4,700 a month to own, $3,300 a month to rent. San Jose, yet another market all throughout California where it doesn't make sense to be buying right now because the rentals are a lot cheaper. How about in Bakersfield? Bakersfield is a similar demographic, similar market to Fresno, but is it as attractive to purchase in? Let's take a look at this guy right here. A very nice looking recently remodeled home in Bakersfield. $1,956 a month to own it, $1,976 a month to rent. Bakersfield is similar to Fresno in a lot of ways. It's a beautiful market to live in. It's up and coming, and also if you're looking for a property to purchase, 20 to 30% of a $300,000 home is much more, or it's a lot easier to do than some of just the very high price markets that we looked at. And also the rents are about even. So it's easier to get a positive return on your money even today. For our last one, let's look at Anaheim, California. West Anaheim, East Anaheim, wildly different markets. Let's just take a look at one of each. Got, looks like an expensive neighborhood over here. Wow. That one they're asking for $9,000. Has never been rented before, but they're asking for $9,000. The Zillow estimate for this neighborhood is, let's say, $5,000. I highly doubt that they're going to be able to get $9,000. But let's look at the home right next door. $7,400 a month to own, $4,800 estimated rent. Anaheim, most of Southern California. It's more of a rental market right now. Again, another home in a community that's blurred out. Look it up online. It's pretty cool that you can do this. $7,200 a month to own this property. About $5,000 estimated rent. So that makes a lot more sense again to rent than to buy. Made this argument a number of times. The reason my wife and I are renting still at this point is because we are saving, I think it's close to $4,000 a month. So when we compare the mortgage for our home in Huntington Beach versus renting it, we save $4,000 a month. It's $48,000 a year. So hope this is helpful. This is a tool that anyone can use on Zillow. Take a look around if you're interested in investing in a city. Just go click around, have a peek, see what the rents look like compared to the cost to purchase and to own. Or if you are looking to buy a home for yourself, please take a look. I'm a big advocate for just waiting out this market. It should come down another 20 to 30% over the next few years. At that point, It'll make a lot more sense. In the meantime, be patient. Trust me. I'm Nathan. It's the California Housing Collective. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, if you have any questions, if you have any other insights, please let us know in the comments. I read them all. I try to respond to them all as well. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you in the next one.